Welcome. This is the turntable on Active FM with Ari Styles and D Money, where radio has never been better.
What about yourself? You never introduce yourself.
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself with myself, Shiki.
Okay, this is the turntable. Yes, I am Ari Styles. That is Shiki. He forgot to introduce himself, so I'll do it.
When you're important, you don't have to introduce yourself. People already know who you are.
Okay. And that is the D Money.
Yes, sir. We're back at it. You know, we'll be bringing you the facts, playing you the tracks. And today we've got a older member with a new name. So the guy formerly known as Ari Styles has changed to Harry Styles.
No. Let's not confuse I'm Ari Styles. I'm not Harry Styles. Harry Styles is a member of One Direction, and this is not One Direction.
And you are bald, so you're technically not hairy at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, before Ari starts talking
Thanks for attacking me, Shiki.
I apologize.
One day you would want to be like me.
If I lose my hair naturally.
Okay, Harry. Well, let's get on to our show this week. We've got another beef for you. This one will be by Drake vs. Meek Mill.
So this week's beef is Drake versus Meek. I could be a rapper. Baby lotion versus Twitter fingers.
Baby lotion versus Twitter fingers. You'll understand why we're saying baby lotion and versus Twitter fingers. So anyway, we're gonna start off with Drake and Meek Mill. So Drake and Meek Mill were basically before the beef they were rocking with each other.
Collaborators.
They were collabing. Their first collaboration was on Meek Mill's 2012 track called Amen. Meek Mill was also at the party where there was an altercation between Drake and Chris Brown. You know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we're not gonna get too in detail with that one because we're focusing on Drake and Meek Mill. And then Meek Mill had an album. He made an album called because he's part of Maybach Music group. That's what Rick Ross them. That's Meek Mill, right? So Drake and Meek Mill collabed on a track. It's Rico. It's called RICO of Meek Mill's album called Dreams Worth More Than Money, right? So what happened after that? So Meek Mill was dropping that album.
Mm-hmm.
So at a time when artists are collabing on an album, you'll normally find a collab of it might be your album, but because I'm collabing with you, I would then promote the album, right? Meek Mill started going on Twitter. He first went against Wale, which is part of his label Maybach Music Group. Also stating that now he was upset with Wale not promoting his album, and then after that he took a shot at Drake on a tweet, not on a diss track or anything.
Yes,
on a tweet, and he basically said this on Twitter: "Stop comparing Drake to Me Too. He don't write his own raps. That's why he ain't tweet my album because we found out." So that whole story was where Meek Mill was upset that Drake didn't promote his album, and that's how it started.
Yeah, basically. And
Then Meek also had a follow-up tweet, which was, "He ain't even write that verse on my album, and if I woulda knew, I woulda took it off my album.
Yeah.
I don't trick my fans."
Alright, but you see at that point in time, right? Prior to, there is things that develop as it goes along. In hip hop, generally, if people got issues with each other, they'll accuse them of something with no basis of it. So, and ghostwriting is one of the normal accusations. People say, "Oh, he don't write his own rap." Okay. Another thing is snitch. They use that as a big thing.
Yeah.
If they got beef or they battling, they call another guy a snitch, where it's unfounded completely. So at this point, he's just tweeting that he's using writers. There's no proof as yet, if I'm correct.
Yeah. So
Meek actually just found out, like he says, he's just found
yeah.
out.
So when we spoke, and now you spoke about ghostwriting, right?
No. I spoke about rappers using accusations and other rappers if they have issues with them.
Yeah,
Yes.
with ghostwriters, right? So there was an issue with Meek stating that that's how
the issue started.
The issue started with Drake regarding the ghostwriting, right? But then what Meek only randomly on Twitter,
attacking him.
attacking him on Twitter, right? Not on a diss track. What started happening there? The whole topic of Drake having a ghostwriter
Yeah, but
by a person by the name of Quentin Miller.
okay, so wait, Quentin Miller was his writer, right? The reference track came out, but at
Yeah.
which point does the track come out? Does Drake release the diss tracks first, and then the reference tracks leaks, or does the reference track come out before the diss tracks?
Let me just get back. I think it's the thing is
I just want to understand that for perspective in terms of what comes first. Does Drake diss him first on a record, and then the
So okay,
reference
so
track come
basically
out?
Meek actually exposed Drake in his
Mhm.
tweet to say that he
Right.
uses
But see, at
ghostwriters.
this
Right.
point, he's exposing him
Exact-
without any
Proof, yeah.
proof,
well, yeah.
right?
So then then there was, as you were saying about the reference track,
Mhm.
there was a bit of a mention of a reference track that Quentin Miller did. That was
Yes.
before the track that I'm gonna come speak about right
Okay.
now, right? So there was there was a guy called from OG Mecco, and Boy Wonder also worked with Drake, right? To also work with Drake, right? Remember Meek was talking about Quentin Miller being Drake's ghostwriter,
Mhm.
and Drake referencing his tracks at that specific time.
Okay,
Right?
so for people that don't understand, a reference track is if you it doesn't only happen in hip hop, it's with any form of music. If you have someone else writing your music, not only putting pen to paper, but actually creating the cadences, the rhythmic side of it, writing to the beat on beat and within pockets, they actually lay it for you. So it's for people that are good writers, but not necessarily good artists or good performers or good singers, or in this case, in terms of rap. So they would actually lay the track for you. You would use that to learn it, and it would play as you recording it to basically do it over. That's what the reference track is.
Right. So then basically Meek Mill also he also stated that if he knew that Drake didn't write it on, and he took a reference track from Quentin Miller, from Quentin Miller, right?
Mhm.
He wouldn't have let Drake
Be on that record.
be on that record.
That is extremely respectable
And
for me.
However, on that because on that track, the reason why Meek was also getting about hyped up was because many people were saying that Drake
Outshined him on that record.
outshined him on that track, and I think that's where it boiled from, right? Another person that just before even the dust track again, a person by the name of Noah Shabib, was also part of Drake's crew, right?
He's his main producer, OVO 40.
Yeah. So, yeah, Drake's producer, he took offense to the accusation and basically also tweeted with the following comment. So, if someone wants to be upset that Drake made a great album, go for it. Get mad all day, LOL, but don't ever question my brother's pen, right? That was his
When they
his
say
comment.
don't question his pen, they're referring to his ability to write.
Ability to write. Also, to take note that one of the politicians in Canada also took what's it called, Drake's side, and basically tweeted to Meek Mill. Now this is a tweet battle, right?
Mhm.
Still a tweet battle,
I got you.
And then he did Drake
right?
came out with the dust track.
So I'm still getting to the dust track, right? It's just still prior to the dust track. Then basically the politician in from Canada basically said on Twitter, "You're no longer welcome in Toronto." That's basically where Drake comes from, right? So Meek Mill went back to that politician, mentioned a few things, said, "Hey, thank you for voicing your opinion and so forth." And then that's when OG Mecco and Boy Wonder got into the
Into the fold.
yeah. So then OG Mecco started defending Quentin Miller because now at that point in time Meek was
Attacking Quentin Miller, obviously, because he was afraid of being exposed at that point in time, so he
Yeah.
was attacking his ghostwriter. One of his ghostwriters.
right? Which was basically stating and agreeing with Meek, right? Saying that some of us being new Meek just put it out in the air. So that's where the starting of the Drake, we found out about the Drake ghostwriting, right? However, I asked the question right now earlier about ghostwriting, right? What is, just explain the term ghostwriting.
Okay. Um, not in terms of this beef.
Mm.
This is in terms generally. Ghostwriting is when someone else writes a track for you, contributes to it in a certain way, and they are not credited. Now, in this case, it's not exactly like that. Ghostwriting is someone that they don't have credit, don't get published in their name, does not appear on the album or on the liner notes, or well, people don't have albums anymore, but wherever you find the names of the contributors to a track does not appear on there. So it would be regarded as a ghost. Hence the term ghostwriting. But in the terms of this beef, it's a little bit different. So we'll get into that as you continue with.
Yeah. So yeah, because you said ghostwriting is you don't get get credit or anything, right? So Meek Mill stated that he Drake had a ghostwriter.
Right. Now, in terms of hip hop, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
The genre is, it's meant for people that write their own records, because you're supposed to be what you're rapping about and what you're talking about.
Yep.
So it's a little bit different whether the person gets credit or not.
Yeah. So then Quentin Miller starts picking up because now he must remember his name was getting dragged into it. And then he denounced that, says what you call that Drake is any mystery writer, because as you mentioned,
He was credited on the album.
What you call if you're a ghostwriter, you're not credited at all. Quentin Miller, if you look at that same track with Meek Mill and Drake,
He's credited.
he's
as a writer.
credited. And if you look at Drake's most of Drake's songs, he has credit.
A lot of writers on there.
Yeah, he can also, so that's part of it. And then
Why it becomes a little bit different in his case is because he is not just a normal artist.
Yeah.
At this point in
This
time,
time
he
he's
was
not.
claiming to be an MC. And not just an MC, he was claiming the top spot in the game.
yeah,
If you use writers, you cannot claim that at all.
right. So then that's when Drake now, because it was getting a bit heated.
Right.
That's when Drake came up with a diss track called "Charge Up," right? So he went on. He took a few shots at Meek, right? But Drake never mentioned Meek's name. But it was
But it was clear it was
it
about
was
him.
clear. It was clear it was about him, right? Then Mr. Twitter Fingers, right? Instead of coming back on a track, a response to Drake's "Charged Up," he came back. But just what the tweet saying, I can tell that he wrote that one too, right? And then after that, his second tweet was, "It was soft as baby lotion,"
Alright.
right?
Granted, he is not only the song was soft as baby lotion, Drake is regarded as an artist that is soft as baby lotion. The rap is normally a bravado, aggressive, male-dominated, testosterone-filled genre. And he is as soft as baby lotion. Even
Yeah.
softer, probably.
So
the
does
time
that,
as
does
well.
that okay? Just a question: does it make you soft by speaking out your emotions?
Yes. And
So
on
you
top
rather
of
keep
that,
you rather keep your emotions in.
I
Speak
take
your emotions.
I take nothing away from Meek for not responding to that record with a record at that point, because as any MC knows, there is times when you don't want to engage, or if the record doesn't feel like it warrants a response, then you do not have to respond. So maybe he felt like the record was soft and there was no reason for him to reply at that point.
Right, and then
Then Drake dropped the second.
but before that, I think Flex also called in the Meek, and then I don't know, there was some.
He was
something
saying he
said-
was going to premiere a record, basically. It was going to either be Meek's response that never came, or it was the reference track actually coming out, which did come out at some
that
point
was, I
in time.
think that was the in between there where the reference track started coming out. Meek never responded again, and then Drake came with back to back. This is where Drake went at it,
Okay.
right?
That's the big one, the famous one.
So, and then people were asking now, were asking Meek now, why you not responding? Why you not responding? He's okay. What he says, alright. He stated that no, because he was on tour with Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
That's a valid reason if you
It's
look
not
at
a
it.
valid
It's
reason.
not a
Think
valid
about it. I will not defend Drake with my life, but he's the number one artist in the game. He's the biggest artist at this point. Still is current.
Yeah.
You're telling me he's not busy?
Okay.
He's not doing a lot of things. He's not on tour. He's not recording. He's not. Meek is very popular at the time, but he's not as big as Drake. So you're telling me he's not busy? So many artists have battled while they were on tour and still find time to go to the studio, make a record, and come back.
Totally agreed, right? But if you on tour with Nicki Minaj, and
No,
at the
no,
time
no,
you was
regardless
dating
of-
her,
regardless of who you watch,
Irrespective,
in the
irrespective.
battle,
were you gonna be worried about a
No.
battle?
yes,
No,
you're
irrespective.
MC.
If
It's
you're
your girlfriend, you ever all the time.
See, if you're an MC, you can't say I couldn't get to a studio and everything. Did in our
And
times
we live in a technological
techno-
age. Yes.
what you call Lil Wayne does it. If he hears if he hears a rhyme in his head or anything, he has a recorder. You get it recorders. You can record it and send. You can record what you
Basically,
call it,
on a
send it
laptop, what the
On
software
there,
you have,
you
you
can
can
send it
create a
through.
studio quality
So,
song,
coming with
get
an
it mixed and
excuse.
mastered and sent out. That's
Yeah.
basically it. So I will not defend Drake, but this was not a fair response to say that you were on tour, you could not come back. You had to come back.
through. Yeah. So that's why on back to back he said, is that a world tour or your girls tour?
Okay. Yeah,
on-
that's well. Then afterwards,
Yes.
the excuse was that he
Yeah.
didn't come back.
Yeah.
Regardless of that, I don't know. I'm confused about at which point the reference track comes out, right? But that is important within this because I personally feel as soon as that reference track came out, everything that happened prior becomes null and void, and everything that happened after doesn't matter. As soon as the reference tracks come out and we have valid proof that he has used a ghostwriter, there's no reason to battle anymore. Meek should have just left it alone. It should have been over. Nobody should have ever engaged with Drake ever again. It was done for him as an MC. It was
Yeah.
over with completely because now I know you like to frame it like I have issues with people using ghostwriters. I don't. There is a place for it in hip hop. What the Dr. Dre's, what the Puff Daddy's, what the Kanye's. There is a space for it. Now Drake has to move himself into that space. Unfortunately, he tries to play in both worlds. He tries to be an artist that can use writers and sing songs, at the same time want to be regarded as an MC, want to be regarded as a great MC, and want to battle as well. Now, once that reference tracks come out, I feel like it's done for him. It's over. Meek should have not said anything. Because when it comes to battling, when it comes to MCing, it's about who has more skill, who has the harder bars, who's the better MC. Once you use a writer, you fall out of the MC category. And why would you engage with someone that's using a writer? If I'm the rapper and I'm battling someone else that uses writers, I'm not sure if I am battling him or I'm battling his 150 writers that he uses. And if you see the credits on its album, it's not usually 1 or 2 people per song, it's a whole lot of people on there. So he's using numerous writers. He's taking records from his artists and using it. So I don't see the point. If I could be the worst rapper on the face of this earth. Pathetic. But I write every word that I say, and someone else uses writers, I am better than him. Not in all cases, but mostly, because you have people like Lil Pump and things like that. You can't say. Maybe he wrote every word of Gucci Gang. I don't know.
All 3 words.
2 words, yeah. So I don't know. So for me, whenever that track comes out, I'm not sure in chronological order when that record comes.
Which one?
But
back to back.
no, when the reference track gets
in,
leaked,
it's in between back to back and charged up.
then it's over. For me,
But-
it's over. It ended there. Every artist that engaged with Drake thereafter, I'm talking Joe Budden, Pusha T, who else? Anybody, I can't remember because there's been a lot of people taking shots
Okay.
at him. Any artist that did it, it makes no sense to
can-
me. Would you respond to Kanye in a diss track?
Okay,
Would
can
you
I-
respond to Puff in a diss track?
Can I continue?
You may continue. I just want to get
Yeah,
that
please
across.
allow me to continue. So back to back, you stated that, right? That's when back to back happened, and then after that, only a weeks after the back to back came out, right? Now you must know. Meek Mill only responded then with what the track call what the track call wanna know, but it wasn't what everybody anticipated Meek Mill was gonna come with.
Which was the first one he came back with?
No, he came back with wanna know
It was after back to back.
after back to back.
Was
weeks
that the
after
one that had weeks after that is irrelevant. I know we live in a time of a social media era where because of Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all the other 100 TikTok and whatever else you have, people expect instant things because we live in a microwave era where things is fast, quick. If you have to take time to do something of quality, then take your time, because if you look at it, we were talking about the Jay-Z Nas last week. Nas took months to respond with Ether. So for me, the time doesn't matter. Unfortunately, we live in at a time where people want instant things, instant gratification.
Yeah. So what does like why I say it wasn't it wasn't what people anticipated, right? Because Big Mal, if you know Big Mal,
It's a battle MC.
battle MC, right? And the shots that he was, the things he was stating on the track, wasn't really punching
What they
or,
expected.
what they expected, right? From being noted as a battle MC, and I think that's where he lost a bit, right? Then it went on, no tracks at a point in time. Then Lupe fiasco.
Great MC as well.
Yeah, great MC. He had an open letter, right? Regarding the ghostwriting part, and it's exactly like how you said it, that Drake needs to be set aside, not
Put in a different category.
Yeah, they put in a different category because with him is regarded as a musician,
As an artist, not
yeah,
necessarily an MC.
Not really. Yeah. So you see, he stated it because nowadays that the radio commercial, because hip hop has become so commercialized, right?
Especially Drake. He
Right,
controlled
yeah.
radio for about 10, 11 years.
Yeah. So because become commercialized, artists are forced to have extra hands,
Nope, you're not forced to.
right?
You're
No,
not
if,
forced to.
if you think about it this way, right? In order for you to be commercialized and to be successful in the links in the regard where is a Kanye and now a Drake, right? Not you're going to need to have
No, you're not
a
going to
better
need
way
to
out.
have.
Musician.
50 had some of the most commercial records you've ever heard. It's his pen. Ja had some of the most commercial records you've ever heard. It's his pen. Jay has radio hits upon radio hits. It's his pen. There's many rappers that have tons of radio hits. It's their pen. It's not somebody else's. Learn how
Okay.
to write a hook.
Okay, so I suggest Shiki, search for the open letter of Lupe. I'm not going to because we're gonna argue the whole time.
Anyway,
On
for
this-
those that don't understand,
yeah.
the open letter is basically a letter that you write for the public consumption, for everybody to hear it.
Yeah. So Charlemagne the God also, he basically said he wasn't fond of Drake, but he does respect his music, and he thought Meek Mill was out of his pocket for jumpstarting the beef, because no one cared if Drake used the ghostwriter or not,
And that's
Right.
unfortunate.
right? Nobody was, yeah. So nowadays people really don't worry if you have a ghostwriter or not.
In other genres, maybe, but
No.
in the rap
No, no,
game,
understandable.
Like
You
I'm
know,
saying,
it-
people don't care in other genres
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's about
Everybody
the song,
uses
yeah.
writers.
Mm.
In rap, it used
It's
to
the
be a
art.
thing once upon
Yeah,
a
it
time.
used to
Now
be.
people don't
That's
care
what I-
because look, honestly, I wasn't a fan of Drake prior to this coming out. But if I was, and that happens, I would be disappointed. If I hear Jadakiss used writers today, it would kill
Yeah.
my childhood. Like this
Yeah.
was a man that it's like people. I wasn't a fan of his in an MC, so it didn't hurt me in such a way. But he confused people into believing that he's a great MC with him saying like I'm not top 5, I'm top 2, but I'm not 2. Last name ever, first name greatest. He's claiming it from the offset so much that people actually believed he's the best. It's
Yeah.
not. For me, it didn't bother me. But the fact that it didn't bother anyone confused me completely.
so like I think it was Meek who actually really exposed
Yeah, no, that's
exposed his
no, he exposed-
ghostwriting and
so,
brought
yeah.
it out where people actually got to really
So,
see that.
So now we're talking about battle versus war, right?
Mhm.
Right? The battle part of it, right? Because of the back-to-back, Drake won the battle part of it.
Alright.
Right?
When does
But
War
when
Pain
it-
come though?
but-
Because there is
yeah,
a
no,
point.
there is War Pain. It comes again after.
That was
after
a
one of-
great record.
But then, it was a great record, right? But you should have come with it when Drake released back-to-back.
Mhm.
Right? Even if he waited a few weeks later to respond, he should have responded with a War Pain instead of the Wanna Know. You understand?
One of
He
them
could've
used
just-
the Undertaker sample. I'm
yeah,
not
so
sure.
the Wanna Know part to respond to the back-to-back between Wanna Know and War Pain, I feel you should have went with a War Pain first, and you understand?
Yeah, but like you were saying,
Because,
it came
yeah,
too late.
It basically the War Pain came too late because he already came out with Wanna Know,
Mhm.
and people already like Drake washed it.
Okay.
Because that's the consensus, right? But when we're talking about battle versus the whole war,
Mhm.
right? Battle,
Drake.
Drake wins, right? When it comes to the war, right?
Meek won that.
I would say Meek won it slightly. You know why I would say slightly? Because at this
Yeah,
point,
he exposed him.
at this point in time, at this point in time, Drake is successful, Meek is successful, right?
Mhm.
Both still successful, right? But what will always be a scar
A stain on his career.
a stain on Drake's career is that
He uses writers.
they're using the ghostwriting,
And
especially as you said.
besides
He
the
lost
fact that
his
he's a
credibility as well.
besides the fact that he's a commercial artist, he's one of those artists which I do respect about him. He wanted to always be put with the MCs, being looked at as an MC, go bar for bar with the best in the game. And unfortunately, fortunately, ever since that came out, he'll never be looked at in the same light by true hip hop heads, by true MCs. So I think so Meek won that war because that will be a stain on his career for the rest of his life, on his
In that
legacy.
part, yeah.
On his legacy, he'll go down as a great artist, as a
As an
commercial
artist, yeah,
artist,
as an artist, not really
but
not
Who baby lotion?
yeah, no. So Drake as as an artist, commercial artist, very successful,
Mhm.
right? Not taking anything away from also Meek Mill, he is a great MC, right?
oh, I like Meek. I'm a
Right.
fan of Meek.
Yeah. So and then later on, think in 2019,
Mhm.
I might be mistaken. Think it's 2019. They mended like the beef
They
between
reconciled.
they reconciled like the beef of Jay-Z and Nas where they reconciled.
Mhm.
Meek Mill and Drake collabed on a track. I can't remember what. I just can't.
Yeah, I remember the video. There was like 100 rappers in that video. I saw it.
Yeah.
That's when he came out of jail.
Yeah.
You know, for me, this beef was important, and I really, really wanted Meek to win at this point in time. I looked at it. I look at Drake like a Kanye, right? Soft. Well, not soft, but like a non-gangster rapper.
Yeah.
A backpack
Yeah.
rapper, but not really. A backpack rapper, but not really a backpack rapper because
Yeah.
there's no level of consciousness in him whatsoever.
Yeah.
But their content was like a J. Cole type content, right? College, that type of thing. Now, at the time, many years ago, 50 and Kanye had a battle, of a sales battle. Not a beef, just a sales battle. Where the whole industry conspired against 50 for him to lose that battle. And ever since then, Kanye took the reins, and the entire trajectory of hip hop changed after that. It went into not so aggressive, not so gangster.
Yes.
They wanted to get the gangsters out of it. Up, so Kanye was winning, and Kanye's sound took over, and Drake is fruit of Kanye's tree. You cannot deny it.
It is.
Right?
He does mention it.
Yes, he said it himself. So they come from it, and Kanye took over the game from there. And basically, they're the same person in my eyes. And then what happened thereafter, in terms of rap, not production and things like that. And then what happens thereafter, it felt like hip hop didn't have place for gangsters and gangster rap until drill and things came, but that's years later, until Meek popped. Meek was the next one. I feel okay, you had Game in between and things, but Game also just come directly off 50. But until Meek popped, it felt like there wasn't a space for that in hip hop anymore.
Yeah.
Then Meek blew, and I was happy about it. Plus, I enjoyed the music. I really do enjoy the music, the screaming and everything. But then, and then when him and Drake went at it, I was like, okay, here's a chance for the gangsters to win one on this one. No, I don't mean that in an aggressive way. I mean from the sound of the music, the aggression within the music. And then he goes and loses that one.
Yeah, and a couple, and I won't lie, Meek Mill is from Philadelphia, right? So Philadelphia is known to
Butters.
have battle rappers,
Yeah.
right? So a few of the Philly battle rappers were really were waiting. That's why I said also anticipated Meek Mill to after the back to back. They were waiting to see what was his response, and unfortunately, they were left a little bit slightly disappointed.
I think everybody expected him to win that because one, we have Baby Lotion. And on the other hand, you have one of the hardest rappers out. There's some of the best intros you've ever heard. That stuff make me feel aggressive. It's like what DMX used to do to my soul. And he just did what he did.
And him being a battle MC, right? Right. If say for example, if I'm a battle MC, right, which I'm not, and Shiki comes at me with the track, this me on the track. My initial reaction is not go on Twitter to tweet that I'm my reaction. What am I going to do? I'm going to come with a track.
But we're looking
go
at
at
us
it.
through the lenses of the 90s. people want instant responses. So you can tweet, but then you got to come with a record after you tweet.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah.
So you can tweet immediately afterwards, so people can say, I heard it, I acknowledge it, I'm coming.
Yes, I'm coming. Yeah.
But there got to be something to follow that up with.
Yeah.
You can't just tweet and then it die out.
Yeah. I not wait for 2 diss tracks to come.
Only
and then-
person that gets away with it is 50.
Yeah.
You can diss him 50 times and he will make a meme about you and win that somehow.
And win it. Yeah.
Or he'll create Pump and Curly.
Yeah, Pump and Curly. Okay. And speaking about it, in between this beef,
Oh, 50
Right.
got involved as well.
50 got involved because it was the 50 Henry Cross stage.
Anything that has people's eyes on, 50 will get involved in.
Yeah.
He's the most entertaining human being alive and uncancelable.
And just wait for the sparse bikini pop history, please.
Okay,
Okay, let's
Hold
move
on,
forward.
hold on. Okay,
hold
so
on tight.
that was the beef. Was battle and a war, like Ari was saying.
Yeah, no. In each battle, there's a battle and a war. Even last week, battle and a war. Last week, the war was. I see both artists won.
Yeah, no. Last week was even.
Yeah, last week was even. So that's why I didn't really mention the battle versus war.
But
Last
this week,
This week there was a battle versus war. You can say yeah.
and then the war goes to Meek. Battle to
Slightly.
Nah, it goes to Meek. Because Meek's career
Yeah.
continued in the same trajectory. It was going to continue whether he won or he
Yeah.
lost it, right? You can say after he came out of jail, even his career went in a better direction. Because from a business standpoint,
not
he's
as-
making right.
But I'm talking about
And he's
his-
still respected as an MC, although people will look at him a little bit funny for losing to Baby Lotion. But he does not have a stain on his career like Drake has. And then Drake has
Something he
taken
can't
L's
come
after
back
that
from.
completely in most of his battles.
Okay, so that was Cannon Eagles. So Cannon
Eagles, not to be confused with Eagles Hotel California,
No.
and Cannon, not to be confused with Nick Cannon.
Yes.
Yes.
Just like to get that out of the way.
So he's our hip hop Christian artist that we're focusing on this week. Real name Aaron McCain. He was born in Chicago, Illinois. So a little bit about him. At the age of 13, McCain found himself in the middle of a terrible a vehicle accident.
You couldn't say automobile, so you
I
changed
said
the vehicle. We
Yeah.
caught that one.
Unlike Ari today, forgetting words. Being able to walk away from the accident unharmed let him realize how sensitive life was, and that's how he began to seek God. Then also as well after that, after school, he attended Bible college, and that's where he met Derek Minor and Lecrae, who actually guided him and mentored him in his music career. Okay, so with that, Cannon has been around since 2004 till present. He's had multiple albums that he's made as well. And then another thing that happened to him was in 2014, he was in an accident. So basically,
Again.
this one, they were actually trying to help someone that was in an accident, and then there was the person tried to start the car while there was petrol leaking, so they tried to jump over, and he fell down a 40-foot drop, a 12-meter drop, and it's he broke his jaw and he was out for a while, but then he did recover fully.
So he never make a through the wire number
No.
2 if after breaking his jaw.
Hey, you should have. But he did come back, and then he has multiple songs as well with Lecrae. He's been on tour with them as well.
Yeah, but you stated he was mentored by Lecrae and
Derek Minor.
Derek Minor.
I see that's having a mentor within something like that is something that's overlooked. Once upon a time, every artist came from another artist. You had people that blew up, and then you had someone that came from them, and it was a mentor and guided them in terms of not only the music, helped with the music, but as well within media training and guiding your way through the industry. So with him coming from artists that are both well established within the subgenre that they both operate on, at least gave him that guidance and way to move forward.
Yeah, so basically he also collaborated with Derek Minor and Lecrae, as they said, and they both you must remember we spoke about it I think 2 weeks ago about Derek Minor being the 116 click, right? Am I right? Yeah. So he's also part of the 116 click, and Lecrae did how he mentored him was when Cannon was Lecrae's hype man
Yeah.
when Lecrae used to go perform.
Nothing wrong with it. Tupac was Digital Underground's hype man
Yeah.
before he became Tupac. Tretch was Queen Latifah's hype man before he became Tretch.
Yeah, so that's about everything to say about Kenan. We still going to hear
Nick Cannon. We can
No,
talk about
no,
his 700 children.
no, but
We can just name them for like
Yeah.
an hour.
Okay, so now we pass it over to TWIHHH, Harry Styles.
let me say it properly. It's this past week in hip hop history. That's how you say it, not TWIHHH.
So we must put
Why
the
don't
P
you
in.
maintain your radio voice for the entire show? I only say it for the title.
Because I like to say it to the title. Give it some emphasis, you know. Give it some je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. Alright,
Yeah.
let's hear the je ne sais quoi.
Alright. This past week in hip hop history. Right. Slick Rick released his second album that was in July 1991. The album is called The Ruler's Back.
Slick Rick, one of the best storytellers in the game. You might have not heard the name, but you definitely heard the story about Children's Story. I mean, the song called Children's Story. Do you know how does it start?
Uh,
Let me tell you a story
story
not
just
long ago.
ago, yeah.
Okay, that's how it goes. Yeah.
Right. July 2011, Kendrick Lamar released his debut solo album, Section 80.
It's a classic.
Right. July 1991, Leaders of the New School released their debut album, A Future Without the Past. Leaders of the New School is Busta Rhymes in there. If I'm
It's the
not
group
mistaken.
that Busta Rhymes comes
Yeah.
from, yes. Prior to him becoming a solo artist, Busta Rhymes.
July 96, Nas released It Was Written. I think we spoke about it last week. That was the...
I don't understand
Say it,
nothing
say
because
it,
you're
say
gonna...
it, say
yeah.
it, say it. I know you want to say this. It's itching. It's itching.
Say what? I don't know what
Come.
to say about the album. Everybody knows it's a great album. It's his most commercially successful album after Illmatic. Great album.
July 1986, Run DMC releases Walk This Way.
One with Aerosmith song.
Yeah, the Aerosmith one, yeah. July 2010, Big Boy from Outkast released his debut solo album, Sir Luscious Left Foot, the son of Chico Dusty.
I think we
Yeah.
spoke about this, probably not recorded about
Big Boy.
you know, people that are in duos or in groups that are great, but because their partner is so great, they sometimes get overshadowed. Now, Big Boy is part of the duo Outkast, and Andre 3000 is widely regarded as one of the greatest MCs to ever touch a mic, if not number one in a lot of people's books. But because he's such a phenomenon and people look at him as so great, that it sometimes Big Boy gets overlooked for what a great MC is and what great music is put out there. And these were the people that put the entire South, the entire sound of music in hip hop that you hear now. The sound is derived from the South of America, I refer to. And they are one of the forefathers of creating that sound and creating that movement.
Okay.
Yeah, you the sound of the south of Johannesburg.
Oh, yes, I am. But there's no music involved, it's just me screaming.
5th July 1977, Royce the 5'9" was born. A member from he's from Detroit. A member from Slaughterhouse.
One half
And-
of Bad Meets Evil.
Yeah, one half of Bad Meets Evil. The other half is who?
I don't know.
Eminem.
Evil. The other half is evil, he's bad.
Eminem. Anyway,
You had to find a way to drag it in there. You could have just said one half of Bad Meets Evil without mentioning who the
Eminem.
other half is.
Eminem. You can't say one. You must say.
I'm gonna mention everybody in everybody's
Right.
group now that you go on.
Right.
Watch.
Okay, let's see what you can do now with this one.
I all 9 members. I mentioned all 9 members.
All right. July 5th, 1969, RZA was born. And he's from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Ah,
That brings Method Man.
One of the 9 members of Wu-Tang
Raekwon.
Clan. Let us name all 9 members.
Raekwon. Right. Name it.
Method Man, Raekwon the Chef, Ghostface Killer, ODB, You God. It basically becomes tough. Capadonna, Master Killer, Inspector Deck. Who am I missing here? Jazza. That's 9.
Okay.
I'm missing 1 still.
Now that you said Inspector Deck, right? July 6th, 1970, Inspector Deck was born. How about it?
Underrated MC.
July 6th, 1977, Rhymefest was born, right?
Rhymefest, since we were talking about ghostwriters and Kanye, Rhymefest writes a lot of Kanye's rhymes. Used to, I don't know if he still does.
Another
The
member.
good stuff before he
Oh.
started making nonsense.
Another member of Slaughterhouse,
Mhm.
July 6, 1980, Joel Ortiz was born.
Since we're mentioning groups, Joel Ortiz is a group with Crooked Eye. I don't know what's the name of the group, but since we're mentioning other group members, Crooked Eye.
Ha! 8 years it. July 6, 1975, 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, 5 Bob, he was born.
Member of G Unit, Tony Yayo, Lloyd Banks, Young Buck, and Little Wild Game.
And Eminem founded, Eminem what's it called, took him under his label, Shady Aftermath, with Dr. Dre.
I thought we were just
Yeah.
mentioning group members. Now you're going into labels. From now on, I'm mentioning the labels they are part of as well.
Right. Okay.
I don't think we have to say anything on 50. Everybody
Yeah,
know who 50
everybody
is.
knows 50. Curtis Jackson. Yeah. July 1986, Dagi Fresh released his debut album, Oh My God.
I spoke about him on the beatboxing episode. One of our early episodes, we covered the elements. One
Three
of the
Kings.
elements we covered was beatboxing, and we spoke about
I
Dougie
wanted to
Fresh.
say what.
No, you got to say it like how the hook of the song
Yeah,
was.
do
What? It's
Do it,
difficult.
do it,
I
do
need
it,
a
do
song
it.
to play. I need
What,
it's
what,
difficult
what?
to catch that
Yeah.
flow.
We need a reference track.
What? That's how it
There's the
goes.
reason why I'm making him do that, because Noriega released his debut album July 1998, NORE. Yes.
And from there he became Nori, not only Noriega.
Yeah. Eric B and Rakim released their debut album Paid in Full, July 1987.
Legendary album, changed the sound of hip hop.
Houdini released their self-titled debut album in July 1983.
Jermaine Dupri was a dancer for them. That's how he got his way into the industry.
What Houdini?
Yeah, he was a small child, he was their dancer.
Oh, okay.
That's where he got his way into the music industry.
Thank you for that last lesson of the past week in hip-hop history.
It was pointless information for you
Yeah.
to have. But since I have it, I felt like everybody
Yeah,
should know
okay. I think that was it for this week in hip-hop history.
TWIHHH. Tweet it. Hashtag TWIHHH. I'm joking. Anyway, guys, that was our show. I hope you enjoyed the turntable on Active FM, where radio has never been better. So before we leave outro, we're just going to leave you with a song and a verse.
Okay, so our verse today comes from Psalms 143 verse 10, which says, "Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. May your good spirit lead me on level ground." I'm T-Money, and this is Ari Styles.
And you're forgetting about Shiki.
I told you, when you're important, you don't have
He
to
just said
introduce
his
yourself.
name.
And I
But
did,
you
say
never
my
is-
name. I did say my name. Listen.
Pastor. Okay.
Say
This
goodbye,
is-
Harry Styles.
This is the turntable where we keep you learned and get you turned. Get you turned and keep you learned. However you want to say it. Bye bye then.